All right, we've come to the end. So let's summarize what we've done to the Cisco CLI and more, right? All right, we've learned how to access the CLI to a router or switch using a console or Ethernet, right? You just saw me doing SSHing in our previous lecture, right? Just going inside the router through the command prompt. And that's how normally you're going to do things. But in your certification exam, you're actually going to have a console cable going from a PC to a switch or to a router, and you'll have to do a terminal session that way, all right? And the navigation, you've seen different types of navigation where I will just do a show command from privilege mode, or I would do a do command, or I will go into an interface, or going enable, config T, or sub interfaces, things like that. So you know how to navigate, no big deal, or you're learning how to navigate. Practice makes perfect, so you got to keep going on with this. All right, we did administrative commands. We've done console passwords, privilege mode passwords, telnet passwords, SSH instead of telnet, which we just did, and local username and password. You saw how I did that. The other commands was like the banner. I turned on DNS, okay, that to point to a DNS server, things like that. These are things that are extra that you can do, all right, and you can configure DNS servers and things like that. Securing the switch or router using basic security. We've done the console passwords. We did all these telnet passwords. You've seen all this already. All right. How to do switches? What? Oh, how do switches learn layer 2 addresses? I told you it's source addresses that it learns when people are pinging or communicating across. It sees the frame coming up, so it'll pull that source address from your PC, whatever it is, and it will map it to an actual port that you're connected to. All right. Avoiding loops, what do we use? Spanning tree protocol. And again, it's always working, always. That's why you see amber and you gotta wait, and then it turns into a designated forwarding port. Right, because spanning tree is looking at it. But we can turn off spanning tree, can't we? And how do we do that? By using spanning tree port fast command within a range of ports. Okay, so we learn how to do that. And we learn how to protect against it by using the BPDU protocol, BPDU guard enable. So if anybody plugs something in that they shouldn't, it'll turn off that port. All right, and again, we secured it using the same type of things we did with the router, okay, with basic security, because we also did switch port security. The range command we've done. You saw how administratively you could shut down, just go in. You saw me when that hacker came in and the ports turned red. It turned to error disabled state, that is shut down. I went in and said shut down, no shutdown, and then it turned it back on. So you can manipulate that way. You saw the port security. You have to do it in access mode though. Those ports need to be in access mode, because it said when I tried to do it at first, turn on port security, it screamed at me and said no can do. I'm on automatic. So I'm like, okay, switch port mode access, and then let me do it. All right, so I did switch port security. I used the sticky command. I did a maximum number of 1 MAC address, okay, and a violation of shutdown. Shutdown. All right, that way, if anybody, you saw the hacker, right? Shut down the port, we went back in, all that good stuff. How to create a VLAN. You saw how I did it. You could have done it on the lower switches, that's fine, but why would you want to do that? Well, you can do it on top. All switches are server. Leave that one as server. That's your, remember, span tree, VLAN 1, 10, 20, priority 0. That's your root bridge. Do it there. Do all your VLANs there. Just don't assign them to anything. Trunk all your ports. Create a VTP domain. All right. And then when you go down to your other switches, to your client switches, you name them, obviously. And then you name your switches, and then you do VTP mode client. And what that's going to do, because once you trunked the ports on your root bridge, it will automatically trunk the ports on your lower switches. And now that you're part of the same domain and your client switch, boom, that's going to come down automatically, and it's going to be a lot easier. And transparent, we did not do, okay, but transparent means I'm not going to share anything with you. I'm just going to pass on information. All right. And then finally, we did the router on a stick between 10 and 20. All right, you saw how that we just upped arrow after we did the first one. We only use one router to communicate with all VLANs, in this case 10 and 20, using the 802.1q protocol. I know it's a lot of information to digest. That's why it's done a chunk at a time. Take your time with it. Print screen it. Rewind it. Pause it. Do it over. Go into your books, notes, Google it, whatever you need to do. Okay? But go ahead and practice makes perfect. So I wish you the best. I'll see you in the next one.